Hi, welcome to my channel and thanks for joining me. And today we're gonna be reviewing a Toyota Etios. So this is my Toyota Etios. I love this car so much, so I decided that if I'm gonna start reviewing cars, let's start with a car which is mine. So this car is in very good condition. It's in very good condition all around. As you can see, everything is purely stock. There's nothing that is being modified from this car, so everything is not being changed. Everything has been kept the way that it is. So I'm currently the second owner of the car, meaning that there's someone else who bought the car new and they drove it to a certain kilometers, then after I bought it. So I bought this car from webuycars, and I was very lucky because I've had some people complaining about webuycars, saying that webuycars have problems. So I can tell you that with this car I've never come across any problem, like no issue whatsoever. I've never found myself stuck. So this car is a little bit over 1 year old. So last year alone I've traveled at least 20,000 kilometers, so I travel a lot. So this car is in good condition. The only thing that I had to change were tires. So I saw that the front tires were getting finished, so I changed the tire. So the car that you're looking at the moment, this is a model from 2014. This is a Toyota Etios, so it's not the Sprint version, it's just the normal Toyota Etios. So I went for the metallic blue, like because at home we don't have a metallic blue color, so that's the color that I chose. So as you can see, obviously because it's a second-hand car, you may see maybe a few scratches on the paint, but as things stand, the car is in very perfect condition. So when you go around the car is currently rating 14-inch tires. So I did not modify the tires. I did not change the tires to put low profile tires, because as you know, our roads, they have very bad potholes. So as a result, I've decided to keep the stock tires. So everything is stock from the outside, everything still works. This car has never had any breakage. So the car that you are looking at the moment, it has a 1.5 engine, and this is just the overall exterior of the car. As you can see that it's still in very good condition. So let's say today you decide that you want to buy a Toyota Etios. So as things stand, the highest amount that I could find, not a brand new Toyota Etios, the one that has already been driven around 60,000 kilometers from 2018, the model, you're gonna pay approximately 200,000. So when I bought my car, it was more cheaper than that. It was far less cheaper than that. It was almost half the price that you see there. And when I bought this car had about 83,000 kilometers, and in a space of 8 months I traveled so much. I was going to northwest because I was staying it far. I was traveling a lot, so I did a lot of kilometers. I bulk up a lot of kilometers. So as you can see, even from the inside, I've been taking good care of this car. Even the seats, everything still look clean. Everything still looks clean. You swear that this is a car which has very low mileage, but the car is very high mileage. Like, I drive my car a lot, so the motive was to buy a car which was fuel efficient and at the same time won't give me problems in the long run, especially in this economy where everything is expensive, even cars are expensive. So this is my daily driver. So everything that you see here is stock. As I said, nothing has been modified. The good thing about this car, it comes with power windows from the back, even the front, so you don't need to wind. You know that thing that you grew up in the townships, or our forefathers, where we had to wind the windows and apply all the effort. But on this one, you don't need to do that. There is power windows, so that's a very good advantage. Even the Polo Train 9 does not offer that option. So this car, everything still works. So even the lights, they still work. Even the aircon it still works, and I know now we are approaching summer, so an aircon is going to be very important. So everything is still in very good condition. So even the cup holders are still there. So this car has 3 cup holders in total. So there's the one at the back for the back passengers and 2 in front for the front passengers. So as I've told you, this car is stock. You can see from the radio, and you can see the kilometers now. I'm around 11,000 kilometers. So I was just switching it off just to show you that all those lights, they're just showing because the car is on. So this car, ever since I've been driving it, it does not have issues. So it's a good value for money. So let's talk about space. For a small car, I don't know how Toyota did it, but it's very special at the back. Tall people, I don't think they'll be able to struggle. So just to give you a comparison, now my height, I'm around 169 centimeters. I'm not sure how long that is in feet. So in terms of backspace, the backspace is very perfect for this car. So that was my driving position that I was comparing with. Well, as I've said, this car has a lot of kilometers. It has already reached 100,000 kilometers. So this is the engine bay. This is how the engine bay looks. So don't get deceived by the dust. So it's just dust. The thing that I can advise you is that if you're using the latest cars, never allow people to wash your car in the engine bay, because cars of these days, they've been made with there's a lot of wiring, and you can actually get those wiring wet, or you can cause something to malfunction. So as a result, this engine bay is being kept as it is. Maybe from time to time I do wipe it. So this car has the 1.5 engine, so it's very efficient. This engine, you don't need much. So as you can see, even the lights, they still work perfectly. There's nothing that needs to be changed, but it's using the halogen lights. It's not using the latest lights since it's an old car. So let me just switch it on so that you just hear how the engine sounds like as soon as you switch it on. So it's not very a loud engine. It's not really loud, obviously, because the engine bay is open. You're gonna hear a bit more noise than usual, but overall the car is quiet. As much as inside they've used a lot of cheap materials, because this is a budget car. So this car and Polo, they're considered to be budget cars. So if ever you are buying an Etios, don't expect Mercedes-Benz premium quality in terms of materials which are used, but in terms of reliability, because it's a Toyota, they're one of the best in the market. So this car is very crisp. It still runs perfectly. Even when you hear it, you don't hear any rattling. In terms of boot space, don't expect a lot of boot space, but definitely it is better boot space, better than a Picanto. So here you see, use the old lever. You have to pull the lever, or you have to use the key in order to access your boot space. So the boot space of this car is around 251 liters. So it's very small, especially for me, because I work from home. So every time when I go home, I have to take my equipment. As I've showed you just now, it comes with a full-size spare wheel. That's very important on our roads. I always make sure that I check and I make sure that everything is fine. But the boot space, for my liking, it's very small. I would have wished that it was bigger, but overall it's a small car. It's a small budget car. So if you want more boot space, you have to go to another brand to try to find another car. So what I just showed you now is that we only have speakers on the front. So at the back, the car does not have speakers, and because you can see it's still a stock radio, so you have to use the aux cable that I just showed you at the door. The AC, it's still working, it's still blowing cold. I've never refilled. So let's take the car for a drive. For this one, I'll make you to hear the noise that you will normally hear when the car is driving. For me, I always drive with music playing, so I rarely hear one thing you should know is that because of the cheap materials that have been used, you're gonna hear a lot of wind noise. You might feel a lot of the bumps, so any misimperfection on the road, you're gonna feel it. But because the tires are not those ones, the small size, the low rider tires, they actually help a bit to compensate. But overall, I do like the driving dynamics. The only thing that I like about the engine is that this engine does not make noise. It does not scream at you constantly when you are driving. And also the turning circle of this car is very perfect for those people who are still trying to learn how to drive. So the clutch is fine and it picks up very well. So this car you can actually overtake without any issues via traffic, so you can accelerate and come to a stop very quickly without any issues. But just know that you're gonna hear a lot of rattling in terms of things, because Toyota has used a lot of plastic pieces on the car. But why do you care? This is what you paid for. They're like, you pay less, that's what you get. So I'm not so sure what you get in the recent cars. So that is being the review of my Toyota Etios. Do I regret buying the car? No, I do not regret buying the car. The only thing that's downside is that I don't know the full economy that I do, because of the instrument cluster that is used, because it's so old fashioned, it doesn't show. So I don't know how many liters I usually take, but I'm always driving back and forth. But all I can say is that the car does not eat a lot of petrol. Like, you can put petrol and actually be able to use it for the whole week. So it's a very good car. It's a very good car overall. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. So as things stand, my aim is 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I cannot do it alone, and I can do it without you. Please click the like button and leave a comment, and if there's any input that you want to give, just comment down low, and I'll see you on the next one. Definitely I'm gonna be uploading other more car review videos.